not a predetermination by virtue of the official of the party. The party that I so dearly love, I would have had faith. But unless you prove me otherwise. Otherwise, as of now, that's correct. If you look at that, the experience process is very well laid out. How it starts and how it ends. Verify transmitting? How it ends. This committee with we kind of dismiss it, file the package, and set up one as then the matter better. So this, I want to assure you that we are not sitting here to waste time. We waste your time, we waste the party's time. And we waste the time of these members and your lawyers. Absolutely. Because I'm not the kind of thing that will happen. This committee is aware of the political tendencies that they have in the country. And the committee here is supposed to assist the party to govern itself. And the purpose of any party is to form government. The party that has formed government is to remain in government. That is the purpose of any of the so have faith. Okay, Chair, I think allow me to provide my evidence now. So have faith. Yeah. Let me provide my evidence but I'm taking it from now the fact that this is a political process. Yeah. And the rules, our rules are well aware of that. Okay, Chair, I will say so. Although I still don't have faith. Now let's see what Murathe says. You have it here? Yes, yes. My person. And also the screenshot of person here. You need to buy this stuff. Mr. Chairman, I want us to note two clips of the Vice Chairman of the Bureau. One declaring that I will be expelled, but also another declaring his support for Ruto, who is not a member of the Bureau party. You can, you have it on phone. Chairman, I've asked you, can we ask for questions? No, we have this. Remember, you are paying for being here. And we have to have that. Even this water, we are drinking. I hope in that same way it will be fair. Not for Murathe is
Chairman, you have every reason not to make yourself available. You are a lawyer of great repute and a great distinguished Kenyan seated here. I really hope that you can be your great reputation as well. Thank you very much. So that's number one. I also want you to listen to a video him threatening me that he will expel me before I appear this committee. And only a week later, I was submitted at night. I was someone at night by a local vote. Just started again. Exactly, thank you. I'm a candidate for expulsion. We also have a piece of paper here, in the newspaper, by Nelson Zuya, yesterday, saying that they will use my case as an example to others. But let me proceed with my submissions. Mr. Chairman, and you'll have a lot of time to look at your panel. You've asked a question about your fairness. And I want to really ask myself this question. Myself, I'm a paid up agreement. Maina Commander, another nominated member, has been openly campaigning even in Kibra for the ODM candidate. And let's see that video of Maina Commander, even after President Uhuru Kenyatta, our beloved president, having endorsed Mariga. Commander was with Raila Odinga campaigning in Kibra, together with Arwa Igoro in the celebrations. Why didn't you support him? Why didn't you? So that is to me, it is discrimination. It's applying partiality. And even when you look at the evidence that you have adduced here, it is an afterthought. And my good brother Frank Pendani must have gone to the internet to look for anything that would appear. A fishing expedition. Things are done in 2020. Why didn't you call me that time? So let us see what Commander was doing in Kibra so that we justify it. Okay. Look at the rules of natural justice. Maxwell Mariga, and then Minor Commander goes to contradict him by fellow nominated member, and then you don't take action. But for Isaac Mwaura, who never campaigned for Faisal Badera, you have the audacity to come and tell me that I cross over to the party. I want to say that this is discrimination of the highest order, and I think you are looking for the weakest link so that you victimize me. Because what I did in Samuel was to actually declare my unequivocal support for the deputy president, who is the deputy party of the Jubilee. But you know, be that as it may, there are many forms of discrimination. And I have learned, Mr. Murathe, I beg your indulgence, that with the challenge of representing a marginalized group of people is that you have to claim marginalization for you to get a seat at the table, while at the same time, you have to overcome the very barriers that hinder you from participating on an equal basis with others. Yet the very marginalization is a fund that being thrown at you when competition sets in. This is exactly what is happening here. It's my quote. It's my quote. Yes. Isaac Mwaura speaks. It's my quote. I want to say this term. This is utter discrimination against provisions of Article 27 of the Constitution, against Article 38 of freedom of association and expression. When Frank Mwendani stands here to tell us, or sits here to tell us, that I have moved from one faction to another, can he name those factions? Can he tell us where they are registered and who are their leaders? Because if a vice chairman of a party can declare support to another presidential candidate other than the one who is who can run under Jubilee party, is that not the greatest sign of dishonesty? I would want to categorically say that for me, the assumptions that have been made about Jubilee party being comatose or moribund, take the Constitution. Let's go one by one. A loyal member of the party. Take the Constitution. They are here. Here they are. Everybody can have one. And we go to the party organs of the explain to me. Number two, when is the last time you had a national governing council? Can you provide me with those minutes? Not only that, the officials of the party have been here for an interim period of 3 years. It's of the Jubilee party officials. Has there been any election? I am a loyal member of the party. I am a Democrat. Someone who wants to have the rule of law to be anchored, because political parties are the ones that take government through legal means. Have we had the National Management Committee? I think I've been seeing it in the media. The National Advisory Council, is it properly constituted? Does it exist? The Jubilee Foundation, in fact, if the Jubilee Foundation was existing, then JF would have made Jubilee Foundation. Does it actually exist? The Joint NEC and National Government Forum, when has it ever met? So, Mr. Murathe, and we can go along all the way to the county. This constitution, if it were fully to be implemented, if we were to live up to the aspirations of the provisions of the political parties that came together, and they're in this document as well, joined together, and I'm a loyal member. I even have the manifesto of the party here. I have heard it. I don't think there are many Kenyans who have this. With our 10-point agenda here, it has a draft together because I read it. I would want to see a future in the spirit of Tuko Pamoja, this handshake here, that we run the country in that unity. But what has happened is that some people within this party have abrogated themselves their role of demanding who is actually a full Jubilee member and who is not. But let me not go to that, because for me, I think I made my submission. Before I call my witness, I want to finalize by demonstrating to you exactly why I was nominated. First and foremost, it's good to understand that people are never nominated out of benevolence. It is not out of mercy. It is because they themselves have worked hard and proven that they have the capacity to actually lead the people that they represent. And that is why you saw even when I came, my people came with me, because they can see I'm being persecuted for nothing. I have been a loyal member of the Jubilee Party. I have done my constitutional role very well. These are my reports, and I want them to be passed to you. These are my reports, my parliamentary reports on work of people with disabilities. All of this. Since 2017, some of them have gone beyond that. Because I believe that I have capacity to serve my people. And let me just highlight to you some of the things that I've been able to do in Parliament. And please remember, I've never voted against the party. Number one, the currency you have in your pocket. For it to be friendly to persons with disabilities, I was able to negotiate with the governor of Central Bank through a petition in the Senate. That is why it can be more user-friendly to those who are here. Intersex people, as you hear them, I am the one who has worked very hard to bring them into the limelight. In fact, I have a bill to actually make sure that they are recognized in law. Here they are. Further to that, this is a currency. I want to demonstrate. But please, you can actually, if you don't mind, pass over this one so that you see what I'm talking about. Let me have one more. Because this, for me, is nothing more than political witch hunt. But I'm ready and willing to face the consequences because already Murathe has shown his vastness. But let me go straight to the task of the Kenya and the members. Yes, so let me just use this. So if you look at here also, let me just go through this. If you look at all of this here, so that's a currency. I've been very much involved in ensuring that all the youth in this country who pay money before they get employed when they are being cleared for help, I presented a petition and that all of those charges were actually cleared. It is my petition because I wanted to ensure that all of the youth, including those with disabilities, will not be denied an opportunity for employment just because they are persons with disabilities. I have also sponsored the Persons with Disabilities Amendment Bill and the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 to ensure that all reservations of employment, 5% is for people with disabilities, and that the rights of people with disabilities are actually well captured in law. And also the University Amendment Bill, which really seeks to ensure that people with disabilities are represented in the Students Association of Councils and the Board of the Commission for University Education. Mr. Chairman, I've also come up with a political parties primaries bill to curb the shambolism that is party nominations, because I'm a victim from the experiences that I went through in Mwaura and the Tuju party and other political parties that I've been a member of, so that we can bring sanity to our democracy. Mr. Speaker, I already forgot I was in power. Mr. Chairman, I am the highest.
Now, so that I bring you back here. I don't want to interfere with the floor first, but let's approach it. I'm saying it because you are innocent because other things the person is not in charge, or that you cannot take chance because others are not in charge. That's an appeal to follow on account of the others who are not here.
Mr.
So
Chairman,
that your defense, I want to be clear. But release me because so and so is not here.
Mr. Chairman, that's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying this, if these charges stand the test of time, Mr. Chairman, then the precedent should have already been formed. Yes. So I'm simply saying they do not stand the test of time and they do not actually go forward. But let me proceed. I've also been very keen to ensure the Salaries and Remuneration Commission ensure that there are better terms for those with disabilities. And including even helping the mass side to get the land right. I can go on and on visiting counties, this is to do with Governor King, to ensure that the society can on issues of disability, educating children with disabilities in schools, and then ensuring that the public service has actually employment of people with disabilities. This is actually a whole agency that I push through the public service. 42 people with disabilities to be employed. I've helped hundreds of them. Visiting schools even in various places. Awareness creation with various public universities. There are so many things that we have been able to do here to demonstrate our commitment and to fulfill the mandate that we have in Article 27, 1D of the Constitution of 98, as per our provision. You will be surprised to know that even the sign language you see in school, and even in the TV, which is because of my legislation, people with disabilities retire at the age of 65 as a result of what I've been able to push in Parliament. I've also gone ahead and even made an association of members of Parliament called the people. I have actually organized a meeting, the first one, formal meeting with the President. Here you can see the State House, with people with disabilities, so that they can actually engage, with the highest decision-making organs of society. So in short, and also this, I'm sure you have seen this, the National Youth Service, persons with disabilities being involved in paramilitary training. It is a first in the world, really, and it is my brainchild. I'm very proud of it. And you have seen now that even the prisons are starting to take the same graduates that we have. And I've even been awarded several because of that. I don't want to go into that. But I also want to say there is a lot of work that still needs to be done. And for me, I am up to the task, and I will not be cowed, including even giving wheelchairs to so far off places like Samburu. When you are nominated to represent persons with disabilities, you are not nominated just for Ruto or for Kembu. It's for the whole country. You represent the whole country. Ensuring that you inspire, you can see even the president there in the NYS. Yeah? So it is, you're supposed to serve the whole country. You have no resources. And when you talk about colors, look, when I was running for Ruto, I said, that is my campaign poster. See it well. Does it have yellow and black there? It does.
Senator Mwaura, I'm going back again.
Yeah.
What is your understanding of an agent
Allegiance allowed to the party
to your party?
is to
Because the reason we are here today is because of that. So, this is something that.
allegiance allowed to the party, Mr. Chairman, is to follow the party rules. Okay? And I don't think I have failed to follow party rules in terms of voting in Parliament. Right? I've not failed to follow any pronouncement done by the party at any given point in time. And I have not disagreed with the party leadership in any way whatsoever. So for me, I'm very clear about it. But then let me say this, Mr. Chairman. What concerns me in this country is a continuous erosion of fair chance for each and every Kenyan, despite their tribe, region, religion, age, gender, disability, color, race, or social status. Yes? No, I'm reading. I think the cameras can record. So let me repeat. What really worries me is that in this country is a continuous erosion of fair chance for each and every person, despite their tribe, region, religion, age, gender, disability, color, race, or social status. For me, I believe that anybody, no matter their background, can rise to the occasion and become anyone in this country. That, for me, having represented people with disabilities, marginalized groups of people, I believe in equality for all and non-discrimination. And that is a principle that I would also want to ask of you as a committee, that you should be ready and willing to listen and to espouse, because it also forms the basic tenets of the Green Party. Mr. Chairman, as I conclude, I want to really say that I feel.
Before you conclude, what is your view on the issue of the flourishing of political parties vis-a-vis party discipline?
Mr. Chairman,
or what is the role of party discipline?
Party discipline is critical, and it goes two ways. It goes two ways. It's first how members conduct themselves, but also how the party conduct themselves. The party has a responsibility of ensuring that they live up to the government. So when you have a constitution like this, Mr. Chairman, 80% of it is not implemented. The aspirations of the 12 or 14 parties that collapsed formed to believe, have they really been achieved there, I was to ask you? as a Democrat, I have a real responsibility. And that's why you see the tweets that have been alluded to were trying to raise the alarm of how the party should actually be put together. In fact, I would ask if your indulgence, there is a video there where I was actually done thinking that maybe with your permission, Alice, you can also play. There's a video where I was calling upon the Jubilee Party not to, disintegrate. Just play, Alex. I'm wearing a Jubilee. And you can see how I'm ending up there. I'm saying, as a nominated member, you are supposed to be loyal to the party. You're supposed to be loyal to the party. And so, Mr. Chairman, I would want to invite my witness, but before I invite him,
Let me do that. This is your having a second term as and what's your understanding of participation? Of course, party discipline is not limited. Okay.
I think, Mr. Chairman, I answered your question. I told you that it's two ways. Is the parties keeping to its constitution? And that's why I asked you that this constitution, I don't think it's fully.
No, let me finish. Because you are mentioning nominated.
Yes.
Is there a difference when it comes to discipline? Is there a difference between the treatment of elected and nominated members? Because as it seeming to suggest, elected is suggesting that because of nominated and it doesn't have to work.
And it's true also, Mr. Chairman. How many people were elected that one year for experience?
No, and that's
the ones that I've seen.
What I want to understand is what is the role of the nominated member and elected member vis-a-vis of this and the party program.
I think every person, despite whether he or nominated or elected, but just a member, you have a responsibility of abiding by the party's constitution and professing, the object of the constitution. And when you're in parliament, you should actually vote on party lines, which I have done all of it. I have never negated the spirit of the party. But also, we have also seen discrimination, where nominated members are the ones who have been paraded here. There's evidence. My sister Lisa Lomar is here. And so that means that there is an even application of the law. Because what ought to be is not what is. And so therefore, that's why I'm looking at even the pronouncements of David Murathe and Victoria. Then I have an option but to conclude that indeed this decision is to be taken. But let me finish this because I think I don't want to be that. Mr. Chairman, in the pursuit of justice, I believe myself, never ever give up. For there is no substitute for persistence. Systems and structures are meant to suck the energy out of you, indeed extinguish the fire in you, but never ever surrender. The injustices and the deprivations against the people are so grave as to lack a champion. We owe it to ourselves and our children, our future generation, our fair fate. I believe we are experimenting with democracy today. Because if this disciplinary committee that has sat after David Murathe has called that I should be expelled, and those prayers have also been confirmed by Frank Ndani, who is representing Nelson Julia, who could not bring himself here, but Frank Ndani has actually made those prayers that I should be expelled. This is a test of democracy. And I want to say, without fear of doubt, as a believer in democracy, that the destiny will judge this day very harshly. Because we work for our people, and there is the values of opinion sometimes. I would want to imagine a Jubilee party should be able to come and sit down and negotiate and have those opinions within the confines of our walls. But look, when is the last time we had
Senator, how wide should that emergence be? How wide can we allow within
the confines?
The confines of democratic space of our party?
Every right has a responsibility, Mr. Chairman. And I'm going to give you an example. When is the last time we ever called a parliamentary meeting? When is the last time, Mr. Chairman? Yeah, so, I'm not speaking out of ignorance. I am a very loyal member of the Republican Party. And I want to say this, that I believe that we, all of us who are here, have a responsibility of championing for democracy, of advancing the project of democracy. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, all labor that upholds human dignity has value and should therefore be pursued with painstaking excellence. By me coming here, even when the sermon who have done, I think in a rather procedural manner, even when I was not given a chance to get the evidence that is spurious that has been presented here by Frank Mandani, who says that Nairobi Wire is the same as Nairobian, which is not true, I would want to conclude that political parties in Kenya have a long way to go to mature into true democracy, and that we owe it unto ourselves to ensure that we achieve this. These may come through pain. These may come through some level of misunderstanding, but we must pursue it. Because I believe that whatever that has been witnessed here today, where an individual can make presentations that are baseless, and that can be used to expel a member, we may be going back to the old candidates. And I want to tell all Kenyans that we should not allow dictatorship. We should not allow that a select few can actually take over the reins of a political party and make it their personal property. Jubilee Party is a mass movement party. It's a mass movement party. And it should be able to be properly institutionalized so that it can live up to the expectation, so that it can live up beyond the founders of that party, and so that the manifesto such as this here can be fulfilled for Kenya to emerge as a successful developmental state within the African Republic. Myself, I believe that we have what it takes to be the most successful country in Africa, but we must sort out our politics. I have been caught up in this story. In fact, this newspaper here further goes to say that this is an assault on the person of Mwaura to silence others. And I want to say this, that's not the way to go. There is a better way of dealing with it. I believe we can, and I want to reiterate that I am very loyal to His Excellency, the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Very loyal. As the party leader, whose party nominated me to Parliament. And we will accord him the respect that he deserves to the conclusion of his term, because we respect him. There are those people who are for the rights of Kenya. Mr. Chairman, I want to beseech you, before I invite my witness, that you take this one task of restoring dignity and fairness to political parties, so that instead of using disciplinary committees to settle political sports, that they may be able to be properly governed and allow members to thrive and flourish for the sake of the future of our society. I believe that history will judge us right if we are sticklers to democracy and the rule of law. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I thank you, and I want to ask with your kind permission that Mr. Kimani Tuju reserve
I appreciate the fact that you represent a group of Kenyans and you represent Kenyans in general. Maybe the members will just want to presentation or one or two. Remember, they have heard us to the question. You have to very good.
But Mr. Chairman, am I supposed to answer the question or my witness and then the question?
No, you will be maybe just one clarification I wish to seek from you, Senator. In your affidavit of paragraph 14, you talk about inequality and the growth. Whereas seem to have gotten the gist of the discrimination. It's not clear to me what exactly you meant by illegal or unlawful. It did come out to be in your municipality or charity.
About the procedure for this, Mr. Mr. Wang, you know, you remember I have asked myself the questions as a loyal party member. If the interim officials of the relays tenure ended up in 2019, is this committee